What's up, everybody? Welcome back for an excellent Hot Topics. I'm John Lennon, joined today by the one, the only, the usually wearing a hat, but today is proud of his bald spot, Brad Chester.
Are you trying to say my bald spot? I feel like my bald spot is my entire head.
Yeah, it's a spot.
I feel it's more of just a bald head.
Yeah, well, you know what? And you're rocking it. You're looking great today. How you doing, Brad?
Hair on my head. That's it.
Mm-hmm. All migrated south for the winter. I understand.
So, we have hot topics. We have things to talk about, and we have arcs to talk about.
Yeah.
Of Omen.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like we have all our topics today, and we're still going to talk about those because what else would we do? But GW did drop a little bit of a knowledge bomb on us this morning. When they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, a new GT pack, just in case you were curious."
Volume is really low. That makes me sad.
All right, I can make Brad louder, but you may regret actually having to listen to him.
I think you do not, my friend. The people need my sultry voice.
All right, Brad, talk a little louder for me.
I am talking about things and stuff, and I'm hearing myself now.
Okay, what was the problem that you were just like not facing your mic at all?
No, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing myself now.
Okay.
People are saying that I'm quiet.
Fascinating.
The people have spoken, and they have said, "John, why are you treating me so badly?"
Oh, I'm sorry, Bradley. It will happen again, though.
We'll talk.
All right, let us know if Brad sounds any better there, everyone. Tried to boost his volume up a little bit. Same volume, and then Sindri says that's good. So it's better now. Okay, there we go. All right, so I think we got that fixed. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. We didn't want to let that persist for too long. All right, so Mr. Bradley. Yeah, GW dropped a little Arks of Omen on us, a little knowledge bomb, and that's quite interesting. So they posted the new thing on Warhammer Community. If you haven't looked at it, please do. But also, I'll just go ahead and drop a link in the chat because I'm allowed to do that. No one else is.
Oh.
And it looks like I haven't actually read this article because it went live like while I was prepping the video, so I didn't actually have a chance to look. But Brad was telling me some funky stuff about how this is gonna work.
So let's talk about the basics of it, because then we can hot topic it. So with an Arks of Omen attachment, you basically have a 0 CP command cost, 1 HQ, and 3 compulsory, but you choose them. They're either 3 troops, 3 elites, 3 fast attack, 3 heavies, or 3 Lords of War.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, you can just start YOLO swagging whatever you want in there. It's a big deal because you can then after you take your compulsory, which again can be 3 of effectively any of the choices, you can then put in up to 9 troops and then either 3 elite, fast, heavy, and more Lords of War, or more HQs, 2 flyers, or up to 3 fortifications. We no longer need the fortification network.
Good. I don't mind that because like the random detachments for like the thing that only had that detachment, it's like, yeah, a whole extra detachment for a fortification. It's like, what was really the point of that, honestly?
Yeah, I hated the fact that we didn't have a fortifications. I didn't even take fortifications that often, but why? Yeah, I mean, what was the point of having that? And then they refunded it anyways at the
exactly. Like the super heavy Ox was like, yep, if you want 1 Lord of War, yeah, it's 0 CP, but it cost a detachment. I'm like, cool, okay, that doesn't change anything. Why isn't this just in a battalion or whatever?
I like this, to be honest. My first reaction is cool. We've had some weird things where you wanted to take a Vanguard, but you didn't want to pay 3 CP for it, and you didn't get thrown out.
I think what
11 Russes for no CP. Whee!
Yeah, what this looks like is that it's going to basically make all the armies that were previously single battalion the same as before, but maybe they have to pay less taxes, and all those armies that like had to go multi-detachment to work, like a lot of guard lists were, basically you're just shoving that all into an Arks of Omen detachment, so you're spending less CP on your detachments, more CP on your relics and warlord traits. Because I don't know if it mentions it, but I assume that command points are staying roughly the same. Does it mention anything about command points?
I did not watch the video. I've just read the article.
Gotcha. Well, they haven't previewed any changes, so until they preview a change, I'm going to assume that it's like mostly the same as right now. And like that, one of the big problems was those armies that needed multiple detachments. You're looking at something like orcs, where you just kind of have to run multiple detachments in orcs. Like
You also, I do want to read this real quick. This does make a difference for it, because they have the free ally detachment is also.
oh yeah.
So if your Ark of Omen's detachment is an Imperium detachment, you can include one of the following as an ally detachment: one Agents of the Imperium, auxiliary support, or patrol detachment; one Imperial Knights super heavy auxiliary detachment containing one free blade unit; one Votan patrol unit. And then you can do the same with Gene Stealers.
A what now?
Votan patrol detachment, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A what now?
And then we've got Gene Stealer cult detachment. You can include one Brood Brothers patrol. Auxiliary support is super heavy auxiliary detachment as an allied detachment. And then Thousand Suns, you can include one Legion's Demonica patrol unit that only contains units with the Zinch keyword. I'm so happy that they made it so we can still bring flamers.
Yeah. One would assume that these are not all of the allies. Because if only Thousand Suns were allowed to bring Zinch demons and Death Guard weren't allowed to bring Nurgle demons, one, I would quite laugh. Two, there's a thing underneath it that says just a few of the Battle Brother options available. So I assume there's another one where like Tyranids can bring a Gene Star Cult Patrol. I would imagine there's like a long list of like your Imperium X can bring your Imperium Y.
It's a big deal because they don't cost CP either. Allies also don't cost any CP.
Yeah, the free stuff thing is really interesting. But it looks like if you want that to be free, you have to fit it in a certain way. So it looks like Gene Circle has to take a Brood Brothers patrol, and that's free. I wonder if Battle Brothers is exclusive. Like, if you can do it the old way. You know, like, could I take a Gene Circle, like, Arks of Omen attachment, and my free Brood Brothers patrol, or could I instead pay 3 CP for a Brood Brothers Vanguard? Or is that option gone and now Battle Brothers is the only way to get allies? I don't know.
That one, my friend, I don't know.
Yeah, that one we're going to have to wait for.
What do you think about Votan being something you can ally in?
I don't love that. I'm not going to lie to you.
For free, because I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of Imperium lists that are going to get significantly better once I add, my land fortress and my bike and everything else.
Yeah, I can think of a couple of Custodes armies that would, Imperium armies that would like to have some Votan hanging out with them.
Yeah.
What about 6 Dreadnoughts and then just like Votan bikes? And I'll pay a troop tax on it. I won't be happy, but like I'll do it. Just so you know, I'll do it.
That seems strong. Just Votan just bringing it out at everybody. Yeah, we'll fight with these guys. How about these guys? Oh, we'll fight with them too.
Yeah, Votan just allying with any. I'm like, really? Anyone? You guys just... it's a very sudden reversal from, Votan don't have allies to, oh yeah, literally anyone in the Imperium, not even a big deal.
Yeah, like anyone in the Imperium. That
is a large amount of factions.
Now, for those of us that were around for the days of the original allies, this feels like Tau felt. Remember, Tau could be taken with anything. Yeah,
well, almost anything, I think.
Except for Tyranids who ate them. But besides,
you know what? Even Tyranids have standards.
They're like, we want to be your friend. We're like, we want to kill you.
Good. I don't love. I don't love all of this. Honestly, I don't love the Votan part. I do like 0 CP on these free detachments. I do like that. What I really like is that I can take a Freeblade unit in an Ox, and I can just make that like a 0 CP thing. Like Sisters or Ark of Omen detachment with a Freeblade Knight Ox, and somehow that still is like starting at 6 CP. That I'm a big fan of. You know, I like Freeblades.
There's going to be some crazy things because you got to figure that you're not taking any taxes anymore.
Yeah.
With these
yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna like make taxes. Troops better in some way, because I'm looking at this as like a whole bunch of armies that no longer need to take troops, and like some troops are like a nice thing to take, and then some troops are like, I don't really want you here.
Yeah, there's a big deal on this. I mean, especially since I could just slam Votan into any Imperium army. I
You will?
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking about the combination. Like the Blood Angels. Now you get Blood Angels in space was just going. Yeah, I didn't like our shooting options, so I brought Votan.
Well, yeah, seriously. I mean, honestly, like, think of Battle Sisters with Votan shooting. Like, hey, I didn't want to take my troops anymore, but I still wanted some OBSEC, so I took 12 Votan bikes in this patrol. It's like, ugh, brother. And also a Psyker. Brother. I'm imagining, like, Sisters of Battle, who are like, yeah, we don't really let witches in the order, but this Xenos witch, he's pretty cool. Just letting the Votan Grimnir just hang out with the Battle Sisters. I don't love that.
Look, man, he's not actually casting psychics; they're ruins.
Yeah, and he's not actually Xenos. Like, come on, Brad. We both know the truth on this one.
Bro, he's just a short guy.
Yeah, and since when have I tolerated those? Come on.
I mean, not at all. Apparently, Jesus, it's like
You're darn right.
My people, what does everybody think about these? What is the first reaction, everybody in chat here?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to know what people think about this, so I can argue with you about it, because it is hot topics, and that's why we argue.
That is what we're here for. Yeah, they're throwing down the runes. In lore, didn't Votan give railgun beam technology to the Tau? I think so. I wonder, will you be able to put Votan next to a Tau as well? Like, I feel like if anyone, Tau would be the ally for Votan. Like a patrol of Votan next to Tau, which I don't really want, to be clear. I don't want that. But I don't know, that's a lot of dwarves.
You still got to pay for your warlord traits and relics.
Yeah, I assume as much. Okay, yeah, you still need to pay for your warlord traits and relics. But and there's now a third requisition
strat.
There's now
a third stratagem.
Heroic support. Oh, this is okay, so this lets you take the one per detachment characters a second time. So for example, if you can only take one, commander per detachment, you can spend a CP and take one more. So okay, so that's how Tau can still take two commanders.
We are going to get some crazy stuff. The fun thing is that this doesn't exist to me until after LVO. So
yeah. For everyone who's at home wondering about dates and things like that, if you're going to LVO announced a while ago in like November that no matter when the new pack comes out, it won't be in use at LVO. They're going to finish LVO with the old season rules, even if we have the new season by then. I don't know if it'll come out in time. If I seem to recall, last year at LVO, the mission pack went on sale on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't buy it Friday, and then Saturday they, like, went and grabbed, like, a whole, like, pallet jack full of GT packs and started selling them.
I was just going to say that they were just slinging those out to the crowd at that point.
Seriously, yeah, everyone was buying them.
It was nuts.
Yeah, basically, like, everyone who lost a game, like, immediately went and bought a GT pack to read. It looks like it's double of the character, not of an upgrade. So you can't buy a second chapter master or second apothecary, but you could buy a second captain in a detachment and then upgrade one of them to a chapter master.
I am excited to see the secondaries. I'm very excited to see the secondaries. So, what do you want changed, John? If you were going to pick one secondary,
engage in all fronts.
It is hot trash right now.
Take away that stupid 6-inch limit. If you're in the quarter, you get the quarter. The number of times where I've like moved into a quarter and said, all right, I'm going to move here for engage. My opponent's been like, you don't get engaged. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, you're within 6 inches of the other quarter. I'm like, son of a gun.
Yeah.
And, it's usually just like, move it over. And sometimes it's like, I didn't actually have movement. I'm going to run back behind my wall and score 0 like a coward. Ugh.
As well you should, sir. As well you should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're definitely updating all of them. Brad, can you tell me if Promethean Creed has changed?
It has. So that's one of the reasons they showcased it. So I'm looking at it compared to the other. I for one want the secondaries to change quite a bit. think that we've had the. I like change because it makes the game interesting, makes the game fresh. So before I say anything crazy about stuff, I do want change. I am a little worried that we're going to have Wild West. I did live in the days of the end of seventh, the dark days of the of God, I can't even talk about it. What are they called? What was the stupid thing in seventh edition called?
Like the secondaries?
Formations.
Oh, jeez. Oh no, Brad, don't
Don't
say that
evil on me,
word.
Ricky Bobby.
Don't don't you do that.
I'm worried that the Wild West of this detachment is going to, with the allies.
Yep.
I think that I like the idea of the new detachment. I'm a little worried that they're putting the new detachment together at the exact same time that they're opening up Battle Brothers.
Yeah, no, this does feel weird that it's happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's like,
One could think, is this a preview of 10th edition? And you're like, well, what else would it be, right? I do have serious questions about it. Mainly it's because, like, are they going to do something to make troops worthwhile? Like,
yeah, there's nothing. If you have bad troops right now in the current Ark of the Covenant detachment,
yeah.
which is what I'm calling it forever now, but you literally have no reason to take them.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm like
it is-
looking at my armies. My Tyranid army probably goes from a double patrol to an Arks of Omen detachment with one troop in it, where I take one 3-man warrior to unlock exploding sixes at some point. That's it.
Yeah, there's no reason to take any of it. Also, it doesn't tell you that they have any buffs for any of that stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then like you could also make a tau list with 0 troops and just take your minimum, fast attack like crude hounds and call it a day.
Yeah, but I want to see what comes out of it. I mean, like the thing is like I definitely do not want a Sky is Falling. What I want to do is I want to put games out with this.
True. Yeah, I am really excited for when we have the whole pack here. That's going to be big.
It's just having coming from an allies, seeing it before. There are a lot of combinations and weird things. So
yeah, I'm feeling like my Battle Sisters list. I can get some really nasty things out of having access to 6 elites, of which 3 have to be characters, and 6 fast attacks all at the same time, and having absolutely no troop choices in that Bloody Rose list. Not a single gosh darn one.
I like it. The sky is falling, Brad.
obviously. Yeah, 0 troops Eldari list. Yeah, oh man, those Eldar players are going to be super sad.
Absolutely no chance that there's going to be a troop in my Eldar list.
I would take 1 ranger.
Not even. There's
No?
so many other people that forward to
Okay.
Warwalkers. Why do I need that?
Fair enough. Yeah, just
Troops. In this new detachment, I'm playing my Eldar. I am literally setting the troop slot on fire.
that is
What?
true. Yeah, Space Marines
Those things are all
also.
bad.
Yeah, because like you can always do the like, well, if you don't have OBSEC, and it's like, what if I play Space Marines, take Rights of War, and don't have to take troops but still have CP? I don't know. That's kind of nice. I don't know if that's enough to make me play Space Marines, but maybe land forts are enough to make me play Space Marines. Brad, what do you think? You think land forts are gonna make my white scars better?
I mean, I feel they're going to make everybody better.
You're darn right.
So I'm excited to basically tell Guardians that their new job is to go bake cookies, but
Hey, Guardians are just going back to the garden. They're just gonna go start planting flowers for 10th edition. Like
planting some Wraithbone, baby. You will never see them ever.
Yeah. Is this the update Marine players need to see for their win rate to increase? Just add a Votan patrol. Done.
Exactly. You're like, what's the new Marine look like? 1,700 points of Votan, 300 points.
I am genuinely curious. How many points of Votan can you fit in a patrol?
A lot.
Like
two heavies is 600 points if you bring land forts, and then you've
true.
got 2 bike units at 240 apiece.
Yeah, so we're 1,040. Then you've got several HQs.
Dude,
Like, I'm wondering if we're gonna have someone get best in faction Space Marines with like a librarian and 3 servitor squads, and a Votan army. Like is that getting best Space Marines next year?
Does have an HQ there.
And, like, your warlord is the librarian, clearly.
Duh.
I might try to write like the smallest possible.
That's true. You can actually have more of it in the land forts.
Yeah, I mean,
It's Necron Votan. We're gonna have it.
yeah. Eric, to explain what they mean with that, it means that you can't use Imperium, Chaos, Eldari, or Tyranid as your like keyword that binds it. So instead of using Imperium, you could use Adeptus Astartes. So you can't put like Imperial Guardsman and a Thunderhawk and Repentia all into this Arks of Omen detachment, because that's all it means. So you're basically sticking to the codexes.
Well, yeah, it's specific.
It's about the same as now.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit different, yeah, because they tell you exactly what you could take.
Yeah. Well, Prusak74 says this would have been an amazing option to include Gueves and Trader Guard without doing much of anything. They still might. It says that there's a lot more allied options than they have written here. It's not just the ones that they've indicated. It's possible that whenever they FAQ Brood Brothers, they add something in. I would kind of be surprised. So like, I'm not trying to like be like, oh, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But like it's possible. It would be really nice. Maybe they'll do it in 10th. I don't know. I'm actually just hoping that we just get like a Trader Guard line at some point, because I missed that. Can't wait to see Siegler's Adamec plus Votan lists. I can wait. I can wait for that. I think I'm good, actually. Adamec plus Votan. Get that crap out of here.
Oh man,
I would so never enjoy a game of 40k again.
They've got Siegs doing Sieg stuff.
Brad, would you play against Admec and Votan? Like, would you pretend to be happy in the face of that?
Yes, because I'm going to be playing my Marines plus 1,700 points of Votan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, adding Votan is an interesting way to balance lower tier factions. Oh yeah, dude, that Salamander librarian with three servitor squads. Brad's been right all along. Salamanders are really good, guys. You can't reroll wounds against them. He was trying to warn me, and we didn't see the signs.
You didn't know about it.
Yeah, Adtan. I don't know. Ugh. Leagues of Sallies.
Leagues of Manders.
Leagues of Vulcan. Come on, Leagues of Vulcan. That's pretty.
I
good.
like Leagues of Vulcan a lot.
Yeah, that's Brad. I genuinely need you, like when this is like out, to take a patrol of Vulcan Heston, the barest of minimums, and as many points as you can cram into a Votan patrol.
I mean, what do I got? 90 points in service. 210.
Well, like I'm thinking you take two good characters. You can beef them up a little bit. I would
just Vulcan and 3 servitors. That's all you need.
Yeah. And then it's a single patrol detachment. Do not worry. In that patrol, I think we can get because I would actually do Greater Thurian League, because like since you don't have the judgment tokens, I feel like flipping 6s is more important.
Then you take 2 fortresses, 2 6-man bikes, 2 units of Zerks, Uther. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like that's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. I would even do 1 Berserk and 1 Hearthguard to teleport around. And then just fill points with troops. Like I feel like you're getting close to like 1800 right there.
Strong.
Yeah, Brad's getting into it. Come on, Brad. Leagues of Vulcan.
Leagues of Vulcan is coming at you. Full green paint scheme.
Yeah. It looks like the Emperor's Children Secondary also got a glow up. I seem to recall that it was at the end of a battle round check for victory points, and it appears to be the same thing but end of turn, which means you theoretically score twice as many points on it. Although just control more objective markers than your opponent. That's at the end of each turn. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They specifically said Siege Demons. I think they're going to do this for all of the Chaos on that.
I would assume World Eaters and Nurgle Demons and everyone else. But
I do like that quite a bit. That they're specifically stating that you can bring those demons. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As opposed to just demons and allied in.
Yeah. It's not just kill one or more units. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that is so good. Just destroy an enemy unit in combat, you get a point. Yeah, that is a good secondary. Like,
Strong.
control more objectives than your opponent at the end of your turn is not that hard. And then, like, destroy one enemy in melee, destroy one or more in shooting. It's like super easy to just get 3 points in your turns. And then you can also... Okay, that's actually really good secondary. Look at Chaos Space Marines scoring points. That's actually kind of terrifying. I don't like that much.
Promethean Creed's badass now, though.
Yeah, what did it change to? I don't really know how that works.
It changed a huge amount. Now it's basically you control you effectively pick a shrine like Sisters, and then if you're near that objective and you kill things, you get victory points, and then you get victory points for taking it. So it's strong. It's basically you in your command phase select one objective marker that is not within your deployment zone. So you're gonna just pick your neutral zone objective. It is good.
Yeah, that does just look like a better version than it was before. It looks pretty strong. I mean, there's a good secondary before it. It does look even better. Yeah, no, it's really nice.
I do like to have all factions to have a go-to secondary. I don't like the fact that we can choose 3. That's just my opinion. But I like every faction to have like a really their secondary. You know what I mean? And a flavorful, good secondary.
Yeah, everyone should have a defend the shrine, right, Brad?
Everyone should have a defend
Everyone should defend the shrine.
But they have something. I think that everybody should have a really good, strong secondary that is one of their things. I like factions. Here, I'll give my hot take.
Oh, okay.
I like when factions have their thing that they do, their identity. I don't like when we homogenize every army to have the same strats and abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah. I would honestly like it if
you had individual things, like armies had weaknesses and armies had strength. Everybody didn't have the same thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if everyone had like a broken secondary, but then everyone had one secondary total.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I only want you to be able. I liked it when you could only choose one of your.
I do miss when you could only choose one, and you had a couple more options. I don't think they've indicated whether or not that's changing, so I'm going to assume it's staying the same. But we'll see how it goes.
So we'll see on that. But I did like I said, I like having uniqueness to different factions. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
something that they do. Go-to secondaries are good for that. You know what I mean? It's when you're playing Tyranids, they do this. When you're playing Marines, they're actually specifically
they're doing that.
Blood
Yeah,
Angels,
I liked it when like in the early days of like before a lot of people had faction secondaries, when Marines took Oath of Moment back when that was like actually a good secondary. I stay with me, folks. I swear, Oath of Moment was a good secondary. Back in the day. Because, like, you would be like, oh, yeah, Marines play to take the center. That's what Marines do. And you think about a Space Marine for more than 2 seconds, and you're like, yeah, no, Space Marines would go take the center. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's how a Space Marine would play, right? That math really checks out with what I assume a Space Marine would do. Yeah, I'm hoping that there's a general shakeup in the secondary game here. I would love it if the generic book ones got a little more viable, a little more interesting. I would love it if some of the too obvious faction ones got toned down a little bit, because there are some that are too obvious. Defend the Shrine and Treasure of Ancient Aeons. Those are 2 of the standout ones that are like, okay. I
accidentally took this.
Yeah, like Gene Circle, like Brood Swarm, I think it's called, where just like, score 2 victory points at the end of each turn for deploying your army, and then score 3 more if you put them in places. It's like, oh, all right. Brood Swarm's pretty good. Maybe you don't get faction-specific secondaries if you soup. You know what? If Votann cost you your faction secondaries, because I assume that they're costing you your chapter tactics equivalent, your pure rules. Because I don't see a reason that those would be getting changed in this book. Like, secondaries could be getting changed in this book, right? That seems reasonable. But, like, I would assume that they're not going to change the fact that chapter tactics requires you... Or, combat doctrines. Doctrines requires you to have, like, pure Space Marines.
I like Rusty on this. Is there an obvious unit you would use heroic support for? Yes. Like, immediately, the guy that's standing in that picture, which is a Tau Commander.
Yeah, Tau Commander, Hive Tyrants are like the 2 war bosses.
I was going to go with war bosses. We'll log it up. War bosses, Hive Tyrants, Tau commanders, all immediate. Yes,
Yeah.
makes it so much easier to build. You're also not taking an extra detachment, so you just have more CP.
Yeah.
I do like that quite a bit. I actually like the idea of this Ark of Omen detachment. I don't know how I feel about allies. Allies, the Battle Brothers stuff, I've never been super excited about it, so you know what I mean. But I do like this Ark of Omen detachment quite a bit.
I do like it.
I'm very excited to try this out.
Can we talk about how that stratagem, the heroic support, just like casually just steps on Genestealer Cult? Like, yeah, if a detachment ability other than Genestealer Cult would limit the number of times you can include a unit, it's like, dang. Woof. Oh, Catan. This would work on Catan too, wouldn't it?
Catan? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and Farsight Anklets should be able to take 3, yes.
I would assume that the Farsight rule and then heroic support. They may drop an FAQ of like how that actually works. Maybe they'll say, heroic support costs 0 CP for Farsight Enclaves. I don't know what, or maybe it'll just stack and you'll be able to take 3 commanders in Farsight. 3 commanders feels fine. You don't need 4. You really don't need 4.
Can we talk about the fact that the Tau commander sitting next to the Ethereal literally looks like the take your kid to work day?
It really does. That is funny. Is it going to be retrieve Omen data, Rod? Maybe it's going to retrieve Arks of Omen data so that it gets like super annoying, like RAOOD.
Oh, you guys are missing out so much. It's going to be rad, bros.
Oh,
rad.
Retrieve Arc data. Yeah.
Retrieve Arc data, rad.
Dalton Peters says it still takes guard 3 turns to kill a Catan, which is the most wrong thing I've ever heard in my life. Dalton Peters, I'm so sorry for when you find out.
When you find out?
Well, he clearly doesn't know, and that's good for him. You know what? I miss those innocent days.
When I did what I did before Karskin came to town.
Yeah. Before the Finial.
Finials showed up.
Yeah. Yeah, the world was peaceful, and then the Finial attacked.
You know what? I take up this challenge. Dad Chester, teach me to play Eldar with a wine glass in one hand.
Ooh.
Challenge accepted, sir. Challenge accepted.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I would.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, question for you, Mr. Brad. Are you still feeling like riffing on this Arks of Omen attachment, or do you want to talk about the title?
I don't know, because the Arks of Omen thing is good. Here's the thing, everyone. What happens in points and things of that nature pales in comparison to the actual mission books, because everyone gets affected by the mission books and the detachment here and any mission play that got changed. So it is the most important thing in the competitive landscape.
Yeah, the GT pack is the biggest shift that we usually get in a 6-month period. Like when we got, I'm like remembering like what the meta was like right before and right after Nephilim. Right? Like it changed a lot. There were a lot of armies whose stonks went way up.
It is super big.
Yeah, everyone in the chat is talking about the fancy space flag that lets you kill space gods easier. Yeah, that's how it works.
I love you. Like, I'm invulnerable to you. Well, not if I'm next to this banner.
Yeah. This flag. Come on. It's like, oh, brother.
Your forged invulnerability means nothing to me when I've got this cool picture next to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jake M has a good question in the chat. So, should 40k be more like Age of Sigmar? What a good question, Jake. I've been wondering that for a week. What do you think of Brad?
If you've ever heard me randomly yell and stuff, I can't even say chat, just randomly
yell. It's okay, Brad. We know what you do.
I've been saying for a long time that I want data sheet abilities and things of that nature. So yes, I do want it to be in a lot of ways more like Age of Sigmar, because it's so much easier than having a stack of stratagems that you don't use. Just give units abilities like they do on Age of Sigmar. They have literal abilities on their data cards. Use it. It's so much better.
Yeah, so like there's some parts of Age of Sigmar that I look at and I'm like, that could be nice to have. The double turn, however, is not one of them. Let me. Anyone who like.
There's tons of stuff in Sigmar that I don't want. I'm just saying that there are certain parts that I would love to cherry pick.
What's your top cherry pick here?
It's definitely the data card thing.
Okay.
It's 100% on that. And my prayers to Baby Jeebus, Zinch, Santa Claus, whoever wants to listen. I so want 10th edition to not have a giant stack of stratagem cards and abilities on my data sheets and or command sheets or commander abilities. Make my HQs great again. Give them a reason to be near units or, to do things. Buff it up.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of the slightly simpler data sheets that Sigmar has, where you see it in a lot of like new things, but when you look at like the points block for like a tactical squad right now, where it's like, yeah, tactical squad is 90 points. I'm like, sure. Here are the 73 different options you can take, and I'm like, oh, grav gun, grav pistol, combi grav, crossbow grav, asterisk only available in the Iron Saints chapter. And I'm like, Jesus, like there's like just so many options on some of the data sheets that I really wouldn't mind them simplifying a little bit how you write lists the way that Sigmar has. I also really like that Sigmar like deploys as one army, where you just deploy your army and go. And honestly, I just do that anyways, but it'd be nice if that was official.
Super Baharoth with a super chat. This makes Sigmar more better because they get Legion traits for being in your Arks of Omen detachment.
Oh, Super Baharoth with some good knowledge bombs there. Thank you, Super Baharoth, for that support. We really, really appreciate it. Brad, hot question. I already figured out the answer. What Lord of War benefits from this the most?
I don't know.
You idiot.
Gears. I already shifted gears. I'm sorry.
Brad, you're on the clock. Like, give me a Lord of War. You can be wrong. Just give me one.
Super Heavy Knight.
Oh, it's what? They already get traits. You picked the one Lord of War that already gets traits, Brad. It's the monolith.
I wasn't wrong.
It's the monolith, Brad. The monolith is OBSEC and scout moves now, Brad.
I wasn't ready.
You need the monolith to scout move so that it doesn't get move blocked with its 8-inch non-flying 8-inch move base.
Why does the monolith not fly? it is a fly. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Dalton Peters is hyped for the Lord of Skulls. That's fair. That's fair. Those random CSM, super heavies that probably are still going to be terrible. Good for them. All much better, I'm sure, with now that they have whatever trait. I guess you could have like a Lord of Skulls and Iron Warriors that ignores cover, and you can't reroll wounds against it. That's actually good. Yeah, the Iron Warriors actually kind of like that Lord of Skulls.
I was just about to say, the Lord of Skulls, there's some stuff happening there.
That's pretty good, Dalton Peters. I'm going to give you that one. But OBSEC Monolith. Think of the possibilities.
Of maybe it flying?
Not those ones. Just think of the other possibilities.
That is never a possibility, that the thing that flies gets fly?
Absolutely not. The Monolith can't pregame move. Yes, it can. Just deploy it in front of an opening and get everyone else out of the way. Just burp. 6 inches of movement before it gets move blocked forever.
You are still never taking the Monolith.
Yeah, I'm going to take it now.
You're not taking
I'm going to take it and I'm going to ally it to Votann. It's going to be a Monolith and a Votann. Battle Brothers, probably.
It's just so much. That's a good question, Adam. Do fortifications now get chapter tactics?
I'm going to be honest. I've never actually looked that up, because the only time I took a fortification that would want a chapter tactic was the Sporicist, and the Sporicist doesn't make advance rolls and also can't charge. So I haven't really looked at whether or not it gets Kraken, because it doesn't.
Yeah, but can I take a Fortress of Redemption with Salamanders and not have you reroll wounds against it? And I'm taking 3 of them. I don't know how I'm fitting it on the board. We're going to figure this out.
I don't know, Brad.
I'm taking 3 Fortress of Redemptions in my detachment.
Yeah. Looks like they're killing Chaos with mixed demon type lists. I don't think so. Chaos Demons is a keyword, right? Demons is a keyword? They all have a faction keyword besides Chaos. Because that's the same as before.
Yeah, I do like this question a lot. Super Aharoth comes in with a super chat.
Woo!
Super chat. How much do you think people will take troops now that they don't have to? Will people tech into abilities that give you OBSEC? Also, Why Votan with Imperium? Also yes. But all the lulls. That's a great question because it's going to mean a lot of how we're doing OBSEC and everything else. Because, I mean, to be fair, some armies' troops are like laughably better than other armies' troops.
Yep.
It's a real thing. So certain armies, cough cough, my Eldar, are never going to see a troop on the board.
Yeah. If you want OBSEC, pass a spell.
I just want to say I'll use the spell, or I'll use a Phoenix Lord next to one of
those. There's too many ways. I do kind of hope that there's something for troops besides OBSEC. And to be clear, not like losing OBSEC, like OBSEC and, like maybe troops do something else in Arks of Omen detachment. I don't know, but yeah, no. Space Marines love playing without a 360-point troop tax. A lot of armies love not having troops. A lot of them.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Necrons, there's zero chance you're seeing troops in their armies now.
Yeah, some armies are just like, oh, free points. And it's especially those armies that have, like, idiots to sit on objectives besides troops. Because, like, some armies are like, well, a unit of Gretchen is still the best thing I can shove into this corner to hold the point. Because, orcs don't have a unit that's cheaper than Gretchen to sit there and do an action. And fair enough. Take like 2 Gretchen squads still. Probably not 3. Like, take 2. I get it. But then, like, sisters, it's like, oh, man, what am I going to do without these battle sisters? Maybe I'll spend less than half the points on Death Cult Assassins and call it good enough.
I mean, they do the same general thing on that. It's a really big thing on this. I mean, Rustikos is so I did say a few weeks ago where if we could have the ability to make certain things troops when you have a certain HQ, I wish we had more HQs that changed how you brought things to be fair. Again.
Oh.
Ooh, that would be awesome. Super chat for Christos. I am going to sneeze again.
All right. Christos says with a super chat. Christos Margaritopolis, by the way. I wanted to clarify that. What if only troops can do actions now? Maybe like the mission bonus points would actually be an interesting way to do it. Like you get 2 points on conversion if a troop unit holds a thing. That would be a good way to incentivize troops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dalton Peters, you should have bought Seraphim a long time ago. Shame on you. I could see the missions being used to push troops. That'd be actually interesting. So many choices. Yeah, Adam Lane brings up the Votan defense line thing. Yeah, no, that's fair. Trust me, 60 Hearthguard in a patrol parked in an Aegis defense line for -2 to incoming AP because Void Armor doesn't have the stacking limit that Armor Contempt does, I think.
I was just about to say, because they didn't, because even though Void Armor is Armor and Contempt,
it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
That's a different keyword.
Yeah, I'm imagining that. They're like, oh, you're shooting with me with an AP1 las cannon. You absolute clown.
It does indeed mean that you have 2 shield captain on bikes with the new strat.
Oh, I do like that. I've never found myself taking it. Oh yeah, people who love taking no troops. Adeptus Custodes. Can we mention that?
There's a lot of armies. I'm thinking about that. Whew.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a Voidsman at Arms and call it a day.
There's some real potential with this.
Yeah. Well, in the Arks of Omen detachment, what I genuinely think I do in a Custodes list is, let me see, I think the free ally that an Imperium army can take is 1 Agents of the Imperium Auxiliary Support or Patrol detachment. Great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a free ally detachment of one Agent of the Imperium, Voidsman at Arms squad. Great. That's my ally to my Custodes Arks of Omen. And then in my Custodes of Arks of Omen, I'm going to put another Voidsman at Arms because they can also go into detachments. So let's just put 1 in there and 1 in the Ox, and then I have just 2 Voidsmen at Arms. Absolutely no Custodes troops because, dear God, why would I? And then maybe I'll take 6 troops and a Vexilla and 6 Dreadnoughts, a Vexilla and 3 Caladius and all my captains, and just be completely unburdened. That sounds great. Oh yeah, this basically invalidates Vanguard Spearheart Outriders. Yeah, I don't think you really need those anymore. I don't know if this literally invalidates them or if it just makes you not want them. I mean, it's effectively the same thing. Yeah, no, there's no reason. Like, if I can take a 0 CP 6 heavy supports, I will take that over the 3
You're
CP.
just trying to play on hard mode? So I'm just going to burn 3 CP for absolutely no reason?
Or perhaps I really wanted 12 heavy supports, Brad.
I guess.
Yeah, don't judge.
Oh man, 69mega.com is going to find a girl for me.
Oh,
Brit's going to
good.
be happy about that.
Yeah, and goodbye.
And goodbye.
Out. Oh, man.
Go get.
Yeah, go on, get. Not welcome on these parts. Jeez. Let's rein a little bit more Sigmar in here before we lose you for the holidays.
Uh-oh, super chat.
We got to do the super chat first. Luke is all right. You know, honestly, I was a little worried. Luke, thank you for reassuring us. And thank you for that $5 super chat. Does taking allies break pure army rules? Are our 10 units that good that Imperium are willing to lose army rules? And do you still pay detachment costs? So, do you still pay detachment costs? It appears no. The Arks of Omen detachment is 0 CP. And your ally detachment is free, but you pay points. You just don't pay CP for it.
Right.
So we don't know beyond that point, but it looks like whatever specific allies you're allowed, and it's going to be a list rather than open. And then your Arks of Omen, those two things cost 0 CP. And anything beyond that, I assume that you have to pay for. So if for whatever sick and twisted reason you want an Arks of Omen detachment and a Vanguard, I assume you would then pay 3 CP for your 15 elites. God, what are you doing? But you know what? If the 9 that you get just weren't enough for you, Godspeed, honestly.
I mean, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
Well thought out response.
Like the only army I could like even remotely picture taking that is like an Eldar army that's like, you know what I want? 9 fast attack units. You know what I don't want? Command points.
I'm perfectly happy with my 6 that I could take.
Yeah, 6 is a lot of fast attacks, to be fair. So thank you so much for that, Lucas. All right. It appears that taking allies breaks pure army rules. I see no reason it wouldn't. Because all of those rules are found in the codex. It's not in the GT pack. So I would imagine the GT pack doesn't change it, but it's always possible, and I would say likely, that the GT pack is going to be released around the same time as an FAQ. And so what would that FAQ change? I don't really know. But we'll probably find out around the same time. And are Votan units good enough that Imperial armies are willing to lose army rules? Not all of them. Like, I don't think Imperial Knights are willing to give up all of their stuff for Votan allies, but I think Custodies are.
Yeah.
I think Custodies are willing to do that.
That's funny that you say that. Veritas has this, because can Orcs ally in an or clan detachment, or does everyone get the soup except for the Greenskins? Because I was thinking that with Eldar, because a lot of times I am taking 6 elites, and I'd love to take a billion more fast attack kind of thing. And can you, with that, the Battle Brothers rule, can I just ally in a free patrol, free CP patrol, of course?
Yeah. Well,
the exact same thing.
It looks like there is going to be a list of Battle Brother options, so that would have to be on the list. I would assume no, because they've been trying to keep us as mono sub-faction so far in 9th, like recently in 9th, so I would assume they're not going to backtrack on it, but it wouldn't be the first time that GW has gone in a design direction and then turned around and said, we're actually going to go back the old way. Possible. Now would be the time to do it if they felt that way. I would assume not until I see otherwise, though. Kind of where I stand on it.
I'm very excited for this. I seriously, I'm not super excited for the ally thing as much, but I'm very excited for the Arks of Omen attachment.
Indeed.
I'm psyched.
And the biggest thing is that it is going to change the meta a lot, and I'm excited for a fresh take on the meta. And we'll see how other things change. Something that it mentions actually that I didn't catch my first read through is several missions have been updated to provide new challenges for experienced commanders. In particular, the timing on when you score primary objectives has been tweaked. That sounds not bad. I don't know what that means, but if they're changing things, that's interesting.
I don't know what that means. That sounds amazing. I don't know what it is, but it's great. I'm excited.
Well, if they're changing the actual missions, I'm happy. Because, we've enjoyed the latest mission pack for a while now.
It's been over a year now, right? Same mission?
I think we're right at a year. I think that these were introduced in Nockmund.
No.
Yeah.
So, but I like the, I like the new season. The new season, especially before 10th. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a fan.
So I'm juiced about this.
Yeah. We don't know the full suite of what battle bros are coming. We do not know. I mean, if Votan could ally with Imperium, you would think that Tau would also check the boxes of whatever clearly lower standards the dwarves now have. Heyo. But
standards.
Oh, I'm sorry. But we'll have to find out on that soon. Yeah, I'm not really relishing the idea of like crisis suits and like commanders hiding behind land forts. That sounds terrible. So hopefully it's not that. But regardless, I'm hyped for it. I am really excited to see how it all goes.
All right. I need a poll real quick before we go.
A poll? Okay.
Yep. I need you to make a poll.
All right.
The poll is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
That's not a poll.
Yeah.
I'm not adding 10 options 1 through 10.
How about this? Just give me 3 options. Excited, not excited, excited, super excited, Brad excited. How about that? Jeez. Say Brad excited for the third. Come on.
All right.
It's a 5-minute poll.
All right, we can do it.
And then we're out. Hold on.
Rusty Shackleford says 8.5. Brad excited is going to have some caps.
It has to have caps. You have to just assume that I'm yelling when you say it. Ah!
I would expect nothing else. Let's add an option.
You can't add 10 options. You're not the boss of me. I'll add all the options.
All right, I'm asking. Let's see what they say. Christos Margaritopoulos, which I still love. Thank you so much for that super chat. Ally Berserks and Tau armies. That sounds terrifying, but I would.
I love that he said that because that's the first thing I was thinking. I was like, and if I'm allying in Votan with Tau, I'm just taking Max Zerks.
Yeah. That would be good, Brad. That would be good.
Oh my God, Tau would be so busted with Zerks.
Just let me get in combat with him.
No troops. No troops.
No, absolutely not a single crew in sight.
Just Zerks. And instead of crew, they're like, we've upgraded slightly on our damage potential.
Jeez. No problem. Yeah, sure. Absolutely not. Mike, I agree with you. Absolutely not. Sounds absolutely terrible. Oh, brother.
Tower, the new overlords.
Tower already broken. What are you talking about? Yeah, XV broadsides, too many allies. I'm nervous about Battle Brothers, but depending on how extensive the list is, that could be pretty cool.
I'm super excited to bring Riptide Wing.
No.
What was the stew? We need a convocation, and what was the Marine one?
The Librarian Conclave?
No, the actual army thing.
Oh, the Gladius?
Gladius.
The battle company? Yeah.
Bringing back Gladius.
Woo! Gladius.
That's how you fix Marines. Free transports for everyone.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible. Remember the Lion's Blade? Which was the same thing, but you took Azrael, which means that you got to just monkey stomp some Space Wolves in. What was the Wolf Pack called?
It was the 13th Company one.
No. The one that was all the 5 units of Fenrisian Wolves.
The giant. It was the Great Company.
No. The one that was just a fortification of 5 units of Fenrisian Wolves.
Got it. I don't remember that one.
All right.
The name of that one.
Well,
I just remember the Great Company.
Let me tell you what, Brad. 88 votes, 89 votes in 2 minutes, and 51% of the people are Brad excited. 42% are merely excited, which is where I would myself vote, by the way. I would vote for excited. 8% are not excited, which I'm sad for the 8% that are not excited, but I'll also say that by the relative standards of GW happiness, I would say that's pretty good. You're getting 92% excitement over here.
I'm ready.
All right, Mr. Brad. Well, I think our time is just about up, unfortunately.
Yes, sir.
Though I miss it. So, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to send everyone away with a commercial for the Worm. If you're watching this and you're wondering, how could I possibly get more Brad and John in my life, especially during the next week when they're going to be celebrating Christmas and or New Year's and or not recording live content next week? Because I got to tell you, Monday to Friday next week, you ain't going to see me live. You're not going to see Brad live either, I don't think. I'm going to be with my family instead, and that's going to be fun. But we'll be back in the New Year's, and in the meantime, you can head over to the War Room to go see some of our content. And to become a member of the War Room, you can go to our website, theartofour40k.com, or click right here below on the YouTube channel. Go to theartofour40k.com/learn more, and let us know in our Discord community what you think. That is, of course, where we post our questions. But for now, we're going to send you off with a commercial for that very same War Room, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
There's so many rules in 40K, hundreds of events, and constant updates. Skip the learning curve of Warhammer and join the pros. Art of War is led by multiple world champions with decades of success. We teach clinics, stream games, and inspire you to succeed at your favorite hobby. Join our global community of gamers just like you.